My character's name is Jonas Olsen. Well, the story is all about my character and how he deals with the realization that he is the cause of the devastation throughout the film. He reimagines the chess game, turning out differently than what did occur. It's a complex story. It's very stuck in the mind, and I'm not able to find freedom until the very end. And I also feel like the characters throughout this film live at the top level of society, whereas in Hollywood, for example, there's some elite poker games and you play for a lot of money. In this world, it's chess, and it's in vain of who's the best, who's the top dog, and it's ego-driven and superficial and full of pride. Playing Jonas, you see the dichotomy of the two lives that he's living, the one in the flashback, which is the reality, and his present confusion in his mind, and not being able to let go and move on. And it's throughout that process that he himself loses himself in that imaginary world that he's created in this chess match. Because that's where his love is. That's where his wife is still alive, and he imagines her as not his wife, just another woman, and he imagines that it wasn't his fault, that someone else committed the crime, just so he can live in this sort of utopian, happy, peaceful, joyful world in his head, while also trying to solve the murder and solve the crime. And it all comes to a head when he has to come to terms with the help of the ghosts and the other characters to just admit the guilt. And that's when he's finally able to let go and to forget what he did and how he caused this massive catastrophe with all his friends and his wife. So, it was really, for one thing, I love chess. So when I read the script and just seeing how different characters depicted different chess pieces, from the rook to the bishop to the knight to the pawn to the king, that's who my character signifies, and my wife is the queen. So it was a really unique script, and it reminded me of parts of Inception. So you weren't really sure what reality you were living, and if that was your true reality, or if there's another reality that is more true. And so with reading the script and talking to Keyvan about it, he's a very talented young man, and I'm excited to work with him on his third short movie. And it's an honor to work with him. It's fun being a part of the process and helping him with different things, because he'll ask me questions, and I've done many films. And so collaborating with someone who's so ambitious and he has such a vision, he's been working on this one for over a year, and he has it all dialed in. He has a great team that he works with, but him personally, you can just tell that he's a young, who would I say? Steven Spielberg. He's who I would imagine Steven was, at a young age, just always with a camera, always filming things, and always just seeing that real life is a movie in itself, and just always capturing stuff. So I see a lot of Steven in there, and I'm excited to see where his career goes, and I'd love to work with him on a full-scale movie. He has a great energy on set. We have a really talented group of actors. Götz, he's playing Kessler, which, I loved him in 007. And I've seen also his other movies, Keyvan's Vesper and the Nox. And Götz, Otto is in those as well, and he did such a great job. And then Ola, who's playing Gustav, he's he just has such a good voice. He plays such a good villain, even though I'm the villain. And Christian is playing Mark, and Ellie's playing Helen, and just it really shows a lot of your director when he can get so many talented actors to do a movie for him. You know, we all just said, yes, of course, we'd love to. And that's just a true sign of the man that Keyvan is. I'm excited for the director that he's gonna become. I see him always growing on set, and he's already just so impressive. Another cool thing is I have my wife on this movie, and she's playing Anne, who is Gustav's wife in the movie. So it's really cool to have my wife, Brittany, a part of this. It's our first time working together. And another thing I'd like to talk about is the difference between a feature film and a short film. Now, I haven't done too many short films, but they're pretty much the exact same. One is shorter, and the other one's much longer. So for this one, we're only working 5 days. We're shooting 20 pages, so it's a bit ambitious, and it's great to start ambitious, and then you see once you shoot how to tailor that schedule down and to get the shooting days more accurate. So when you have a larger movie, you have more time to get in the swing of things. But this feels like a feature movie. You know, it's a really great story, great producers and director and actors. If we shot this, if we made it a feature film movie, nothing would be different. You would just work more days and you'd have a full script to do. But what we're shooting right now with Jean-Claude and, you know, Stefan, our AD, and our DP, it looks really great. It's super, like, all those guys are top notch, and I've worked on a lot of films, and I would work with them any day because they're way more impressive than half the people I've worked with. So it's a really good experience being here, and we get to shoot in this fantastic castle. We're in Paris, which is one of the most beautiful things about the film industry is shooting on locations. And this location is timeless. It's very vintage and dated and historic, which we don't have a lot of that in America. You have stages, but being here and being able to do a movie and having the set be a character within the movie itself, it's pretty fantastic.
Remember!